na 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 na. Welcome everybody to Yankee Stadium. Hey, hello, 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 hello. Um, I'm a hot mess, but my boo boo went away. But I'm still a hot mess, but I'm still here. Brr. Anyway, oh, I can't see out of my right eye. I can, but it's blurry. It's defining. Oh, finally, my cataract will be removed. One. Oh, wow. Just let people, you know, basically go blind, thank you. Because otherwise I could pay for it, but why should I pay when I've already paid since the age of 14 into the frickin' Social Security system? Anyway, I digressed. This blanket I made. I made this. It's licensed. It's the licensed material. And then it has to be washed. Well, I had it, it fell on the floor. I have to wash it. I just threw it on here to show. This is the felt. This is the other side. So, yeah, I made this. Every time a new family member was born, well, the boys, I did it for the two boys, my nephew, his two sons. I made a John Deere blanket, and then, well, this. But, yeah. See, I make a lot of stuff, and I could, like, continue to do that, like on a more productivity level, but well, I don't want to venture into that. I just don't want to do that. But yeah, these are great ideas. I mean, this is old. This is very, very old. I made this. I'm living here now. I say we. This year makes 23 years. But well, my husband's no longer here. But yeah. But the reason why I am showing my beautiful blanket. Uh, I have to officially break up with my favorite team. I have to break up with my favorite sports team, all of them. And the reasoning behind that is because they are all funded through BlackRock. And BlackRock has been the lifeline. They've been the lifeline for the most intense type of damage for humanity. And I have to officially break up with all of my sports teams. The memorabilia that I have, I will hold on to, and you know, leave them for when I go on. Then my family, they could whatever, because I have a lot of memorabilia. But back before everything became so toxic with the global financial market. I don't think when I first initially supported the Yankees, because I grew up in the Bronx and I lived on the Grand Concourse at 163rd Street, and we used to walk right to the 4 train, and every time there was a game, everybody from the neighborhood would go and we'd watch the game. But then they put the back then in the 70s, I think in the late 70s, then they put the grids. They put the steel grids where to prevent it, because years ago that's what we would do. So anyway, yeah, that relationship is now officially over, and I'm sad to say that, too bad, too bad. But when you want to become a mega gazillion trillionaire, and you want to have properties all over the world, and you want to have shares in every single thing that is created from A to Z, then well, that's the preference that these groups and organizations have. And you know what? Humanity, we don't need any of it. We don't need any of this nonsense whatsoever. Whatsoever. So for all the financial stuff, all of the materialistic stuff, when you think about where that comes from and the amount of labor that is exploited to create the shiny things that we, the consumer, here in our culture and in Europe have, you know, have been acquiring. And so yeah, this is how things go. And you know, you continue to acquire and acquire and acquire and acquire, but you don't take any of that with you. So, I mean, sure, everybody, for me, the basics in life that so many people just like they'll have the basics and they have everything that they need because they're not oriented with all the greed and all of the glitter, you know. And in life, we need we need a roof over our head. We need to be safe. We need to have our health taken care of. We need to have a place over to sleep. We need to have a place for our hygiene, and we need a place to prepare food. And we need to live in an environment that is, you know, where we can function. But because everything is so fast paced, and now this AI stuff and all of this, just all of the acquiring of all the materialistic stuff, this is where we end up. This is where we end up. We end up with a senile man who has done terrible things in his past, but doesn't want to cop to it like a man. And he's worrying about it ruining other people. Huh. Wow. Huh. Wow. Hmm. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Mm-hmm. Let's not get ahead of our skis now. It's disgusting. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Well, I don't think you're going to be receiving any further additional trophies or recognition now. Well, you actually can get a trophy. You can get a trophy for being Captain Chaos. Global disorder, Captain Chaos, has entered into the universe. His arrival date and time was back in what, 1940 what? 40, how old are you? Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Starship, Earth, please. Send beams down to President Donald J. Trump. Send beams down, moon beams, Donald Trump, humanity, stop this, stop it, stop the war. Relay the message to Pete Hegseth. Stop it. Rubio, stop. You're killing, you are destroying us. Like I said, mess around with Iran, and United States of America becomes the moon that tries to go near the sun. And the sun takes that moon and says, oh yeah, pal, FAAFO. And there you got it right now. So that report of how many militia members that have been unalive now, that's a lie. That's a freaking lie. The number 220 kept popping into my head. 220, 220, and 222. There were probably over 200 service members that were killed, or in total with civilians. Oh my gosh. Everyone, take a hit. No. Breathe. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we are really, really screwed. We are so screwed. And you know, it's like all of that glitters is not gold. And you know what? The same goes for the Democrats, because y'all are full of shit too. Y'all got a lot of friggin' caca coming out of your mouths. Hakeem Jeffries, you gotta go. Schumer, you gotta go. Every one of y'all, you all gotta go. You all have to go. And moving forward, we have to establish laws. We have to establish laws in the United States of America that clearly states any foreign money is banned. Any foreign money is banned. Do you realize that we have been giving funding to Israel? You have to go back. This to me is an incestuous relationship with the global financial market. We have been giving them money, okay, for many, many years. And this is not anti-Semitism for any of you people who want to turn around and take my words, okay, that I'm an anti-Semite. I'm anti-genocide. I'm anti-savagery. I'm anti-brutality. You all want to play that victim card and you want to use a secular hand. You want to use the secular hand of Judaism. Well, that hand is played out. That hand is played out, okay? You gotta be kidding me. Israel, the Israeli citizens get free health care. They get free health care, free education, subsidized housing, okay? And we pay to have Palestinians unalived. Yeah. That anti-Semite card, secular card, it's not in the deck anymore. It's no longer in the deck. I have seen so much of abuse growing up on a financial level. Shalom. Yep. Like I said, I'm an agent of God. I have not had all of these experiences and these dealing with all this, the riffraff of government for many, many years for no reason. You know, I think anybody else would have been very, very, very unwell. But y'all picked on the right one. Just call me Patty Ducky. Shit. Telling you, it's crazy. It is so sickening. It is so sickening. I remember, okay, foster care. I was not in foster care, but I have there were classmates that were in foster care. There was this one foster care place. It was run by a Jewish organization, and later on, the incidents that occurred at that one facility, it goes along a similarity to the Epstein files, you know, and that happens in every sect. But when funding is allowed and there's no oversight, and there's a lot of funding, a lot of people that are operating that funding, they are horizontal with Israel. And now, explain that to me. How does that happen? How? Can one explain it to me? The colleges, the institutions, the yeshivas. My house is lined with blood money from Israel. My husband did jobs with making lots of money. I'm not going to discuss the numbers in nursing homes. Yeah, in Monsey. So quite a few things in here came from blood money. All right, that's right. A group of nursing homes that are owned, that my husband did the work in. So let's see. There's public, there's welfare, right? With money, with health insurance, food coverage, utilities through HEAP. And then in addition, because it's not a legal ceremony, and again, this is not being anti-Semite. This is being anti-corruption and exposing the gosh darn corruption. Then, due to the non-legal ceremony, which produces multiple beautiful children that are all blessed with good health, okay? There are nursing homes that are owned and operated. So there's money from Medicaid, Medicare that pays for this. And you tell every American that there's no money. You tell every American, you tell every school teacher that they can't get a raise. Why don't you go ahead and do that? And while you do that, let's have all the financials exposed in every state, in every municipality, as far as what is given to benefit the demise of our country. You tell me, put that all out there. Put that all out there. Unreal. Did you think people were going to stay sleeping for like until the end of this civilization? Look around at everything. Look around at everything that is in your possession, whether on your person, in your home, in your vehicle, on your feet. All right? That stuff is manufactured for people that are being exploited. You wait and see. This whole country, we're going to be shut down. It's going to be. I said it that there's going to be bread lines. I foresee it. I foresaw the September 11th COVID. That's why I went and scattered my husband's ashes out in Summerlin. Yep, in front of the Red Rock Canyon Hotel. And yep, and then I came back. And then COVID hit. Yep. Yeah, this has been in the works for a long time. Like, and I said also, this is why the implementation of all of those ancestry DNA kits became marketable, because the people who created that, you look at where their funding came from. It's all connected, people. It's all connected, My shin bone's connected to my foot bone. Anyway, everybody, have a great day. I'll be back. I always have a lot to say. And as I said, and I put it on Instagram, the only reason why I have not gone buck wild and with a lot of legal is because I have been helpful. I have been helpful to my state and to people all over. And the things that I have said and I have written that I put on online have been used by our government. And I have everything. So what happens is whenever you say something, you write something, that's your copyright. So, yeah. What a joke. Nope, I would not be a politician. I could be an advisor. And that's it, because it's all corrupt, it's dirty, it's filthy. I would take a salary and give it to domestic violence. Yeah. And by the way, here, Dutchess County, that no turn signal up on Myers Corner Road, any revenue that y'all have been received and that was generated from those illegal turns, I was the one who kept on saying that you'll need to do that because left turns create accidents. And I witnessed a few. I had almost gotten hit, my son and my husband, by people like just, you know, and then anyway, but thank you very much. Thank you. That was me. Yeah. And the other location here where they got, it was, you know what it is? It becomes, government becomes a money-making opportunity when it comes to, okay, the middle or the beginning of the month, after the seventh day of the month, that's when you'll notice a lot of people start getting pulled over. Towards the middle of the month, you see more vehicles being pulled over. Towards the end of the month, you'll see even more because quotas need to be met. Do you understand? So that was happening over here. And how lovely. Well, they were just making quite a bit of a collection now, weren't they? Right? Yeah. Hi, how you doing? So happened to be the judge who performed my wedding. When my husband and I we had a legal ceremony. Mm-hmm. Coinky dinky. How about that? Yeah. So it's a money making opportunity. People, what was happening, this is notorious. There's a lot of hills here, right? So you're coming down this one road, and as the speed limit is 45 or 40, and then you enter to a grade, and then anyone who drives, it's gravity. You're descending on a grade. So you can have your foot on the brake. You're still going to descend unless you come to a complete stop. So cars would go 30. The cars were going 40. They were popping. This one cop, he was popping people over and over. I was sitting there and I was like, holy crap. And another day I saw it. I was like, okay. So the second time I saw it, because actually I saw this guy do it a few times. Come on, people, wake up. You think that people are not watching? Go after bad people. Don't go pulling people over when they're coming down a grade, because you're on a grade, and then what happens? Yeah, so they should all be refunded, but that's another can of worms. But you guys are getting straightened out, right? You're getting straightened out. You're getting lined up. You're not messing with people like you used to. Thank you. Anyway, everybody, have a good one. Stay safe, be careful, and always do the right thing like you're being watched. Thanks for listening.